Hello everyone and welcome back to another concept and analysis video. For today's topic, we're going to be going over the emotion of anger, the impacts it can have on us if it's left unchecked, and just basically overall what anger is about. Is there a way we can use anger and not be used by it, and what kind of different techniques can we use to cope with anger when we're feeling angry? We can begin with just this short passage that I have here. I'm not going to go and read the whole thing. I'm just going to read a main section of this just to give you a bit of an overview of what the emotion is really about. And then from there, we're going to get into the different strategies we can use to better manage that emotion. So to begin with, the emotion of anger is not always a negative feeling to experience. This is important to consider, right? In fact, being angry in some ways can be a positive outlet and something that should not be ignored. However, having rage inside that results in harmful tendencies towards yourself or other people, and from which the source is painful experience, is not healthy at all. This type of anger should be dealt with before it escalates into more negative experiences. So anger is just another emotion like any of the emotions that we have as humans. They're all natural and they've all got a purpose and a reason why they're happening. And it's the extent to which we engage in the emotion that will determine whether or not it's negative. Anger just alone, the emotion of anger is not necessarily negative. It's how a person uses it. So if anger is left unchecked, people can cause a lot of damage, and that's not positive, right? They can destroy possessions, they can harm people, they can harm themselves. That's a negative use of anger, right? A positive use of anger could be someone channeling it. So they feel angry and then they use that anger somehow to work harder towards a goal, maybe. They use it to exercise harder. Those are kind of ideas of how we want to use that emotion in a productive way. So this is just to give you guys, a bit of awareness that it's not bad to be angry. It's just how we use it that makes anger bad or not. But now we're going to jump into some techniques in how to keep the emotion of anger in check and use it in a beneficial way. All right, so when you guys are feeling the emotion of anger come up, you're feeling irritable, like you've had enough, your temper's gonna blow out. These are some techniques that you can tap into and remember and use them in that instance before you get to your high point of escalation, just to keep you calm and centered, all right? So the first technique we can draw to is called drain the brain. We're gonna use this when your temper begins to flare. What does it do? Mentally challenge yourself before taking out your anger on others. This is to make you reflect on the source of your emotion, where it's coming from, and if you're justified to feel angry or not at that time for whatever's happening. Maybe your anger isn't well founded and it's irrational at that point, and that could help you diffuse it. So how we challenge ourselves is to ask these questions. What is the source of my irritation? What is the degree of my anger? What is the other person's actual role in the situation if your anger has to do with someone? Turn the circumstances around to see how you would want to be treated if the other person felt as you do. These mental gymnastics can help you regain control over runaway emotions before they escape and cause external damage. So what is the source of my irritation? This is good to help you realize, as I said, whether or not it's worth getting angry about whatever it is that you're experiencing. You might find that you just misinterpreted a situation, and overall the seriousness of it is not that big and important to let yourself destroy your own mental peace. So you might decide, to let go of it and just ignore whatever happened. That could be good. What is the degree of my anger? You could have a look at, depending on how angry you're getting over this situation, is that proportionate to what's happened? Is it really worth getting into a physical fight, screaming, yelling, shouting, throwing things around you? That's also another good tool to help you stay calm in this situation. And role reversal with people, having a think about if they're in your shoes, would they respond the same way, or would they be more centered and calm? So it's just a few little tips there for you guys. And the next one we have here is pretty nice too. These are pretty simple tips, easy to use. It's called walk it off. So when to use this is in those moments when you feel the familiar rage start to rumble inside of you. Excuse yourself if others are present and take a quick walk down the hall or outdoors, depending on whether you're at home or at work, you know, and the weather conditions. I mean, that's common sense, but yeah. I mean, if the option's there to go for a walk outside, that's pretty good. To have some time to yourself, reflect on your thoughts, distract yourself mentally, and the emotion can dissipate, so that's nice. And you know, when we're in an angered state and there's people around us and they might say something to us that is of little consequence, but because we're in that heightened state, it might trigger us at that time. So it's just good to be aware of yourself emotionally and mentally when you're angry, that you can overreact to things. So yeah, having alone time is good. Even a 5-10 minute stroll, especially one that is fast paced, will help you to cool your irritation as you practice the fight or flight strategy by escaping the potential conflict, which is one of the more popular and useful anger management techniques. So apparently a nice brisk walk and some alone time is very useful in keeping your anger in check. Even going for a workout, you know, if that's practical to you with the timing of when you're feeling your anger, just going and hitting the gym, going for a run, swim, or whatever it is you'd like to do. A bike ride's pretty good too. You can let out that physical energy in your body instead of keeping it pent up and then, you know, displacing it in the wrong places. And following on from that, I've also got some additional points here. So another simple tip you can do is count to 20 before saying anything. By doing this stuff, you're giving yourself a chance for a little mental break between you and the thing that's annoyed you, and you have some time to kind of calm your thoughts down and reflect a bit, you know, not instantaneously reacting to whatever's happened and maybe saying or doing something that's going to make the situation worse. You can leave the room or for several minutes if necessary before discussing sensitive issues that may provoke your anger. So yeah, before going into a situation where you know it may cause you some irritability, or you've had enough about talking about a certain topic with someone or dealing with a certain situation, give yourself a bit of time to mentally prepare, and then it's just going to put you in a better position before getting into that. Write out a response to a problem before tackling it orally or in debate. That's pretty good. This will give you time to think about the best approach to a problem rather than responding with random anger. So by doing this, we're going to stay more logically grounded and less emotionally involved. We're going to stick to the facts and you know, use our intelligence and wisdom rather than out of control emotion. Keeping a diary and writing about negative emotions to get them out of your system, that's pretty good too. You know, that's the equivalent of having someone you can trust to confide in about things going on in your life, like a good friend or a family member. That's equally good here as well. You may also want to keep a pet, since studies show that petting a dog or cat, for example, helps to reduce blood pressure levels and harmful substances in your system that can damage blood vessels if left unchecked. So for you guys that have pets out there, that's great. If you're feeling like you're getting upset, maybe just go spend some time with your pet, cuddle them, you know, appreciate the goodness, appreciate the love that they give you, and show them that love back, and that could help change the emotion you're experiencing. And it's also good to just remember that you know, we generate harmful substances in our body from the blood pressure that's going on and from the emotion, right? It's triggering certain mechanisms in us that's not positive for us. So it's also not healthy to engage in anger frequently and often without reason. So we do have a number of points here, guys, that we've gone over. Practice these whenever you feel your anger rising. And just remember, once again, anger is not necessarily negative. It's how it's used that is negative, and to what extent that it's engaged in. If something has happened in the past to you that really upsets you, and you're thinking about it and it causes you to be very angry in the moment, and you go ahead and you smash things around you, you hold anger in you, this isn't productive, right? It's destroying your peace of mind. So you're losing out on your creative side, your creative potential. You're not thinking as clear, and you're more narrow-minded, black and white, focused on bad things, and you're less optimistic. So have a think about that. Have a think about anger in general, the broad scope of it. Apply these techniques, and I hope this works for you. Okay guys, now for the video analysis part of this clip. I'm going to be going and seeing some different segments here of some people who are out of control with their anger. And then after we view this, we're going to analyze like what they could have done better, what techniques they could have practiced in that time to not let their anger get out of control. But let's have a look at some of the consequences of people not controlling their emotions properly.
World star. World star.
Give me my money back. You what? You fuck. I'm a fucking rob fucking place. How the fuck I said me cheap and you gonna say give my money back? I'm gonna shoot all fucking Mexicans. Oh fuck yeah. Give me my fucking money back. Oh yeah. Just this fucking tape. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm not fucking crazy. Oh, he gonna die. You're gonna die. The man he gonna die. Give it to me. Illuminati is fucking bitch. Alright, build this. Well, y'all gonna be trying to fucking give my money back. It better not come. Oh, it better not come. Put this on fucking YouTube. I said me cheese been treated and he gonna treat her. And she gonna get it. Look at fucking ass on it. Bitch, all that man you ain't seen me.
My gosh. Far out.
You need to settle down, boy. Now, are you fucking serious? You just fucking fuck. I wanted to fucking have a meal. You have whores up here trying to. You need to go now. That's your job. Get out of my store now. You need to get out of my store, dude. Now. I'll put you down. Come on, follow me. Get out of my store now! Get out of my store now! Get out of my fucking shit! I'm gonna out of my store now. I didn't do that. And then you don't give me no motherfucking meat on the top, but lettuce and tomato. What the fuck you talking about? You better fucking get your workers right. You better get your fucking workers right. I should have took a picture of that shit on my cell phone. Nasty motherfuckers. You a nasty motherfucker. Because I got a fucking cell phone. I should have did that shit. Yo, you ain't gonna give me nothing extra for my fucking time? For my fucking time? My fucking heartache? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck you doing? Give me my shit. Give me my shit. Give me my shit, and I mean give me my shit now. Well, don't play with me. Alright? Don't fucking play with me. The fuck you gonna play with somebody? The fuck you gotta look at shit? Oh, fuck you. Everybody better watch their shit when they fuck with these motherfuckers. Cause these motherfuckers will fuck you around. And then you come back here and ready to throw something at their fucking face. No, fucking, yeah, buy my ass. Buy my fucking ass. Oh. Who the fuck you think you talking to? You know, fuck you the supervisor? You the boss? You something? I guarantee you I'll make you lose your fucking job. Bitch. I'll make you lose your job. You motherfucker. Hey, boss. I'll make you lose your fucking job. You better watch your motherfucking work. Because everybody come here doing that shit to me. This is the first time I ever went to a motherfucking McDonald's and they did that dumb shit. Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all be chicken in my fries. No bullshit, motherfucker. Girl, I guarantee you, if I get sick behind this shit, your ass gonna lose your shit. You Jamaican motherfucker. You just a faking, not Jamaican. You just a faking motherfucker. You better go back to making motherfucking curry goat. Go back to making curry fucking goat.
You thinking?
Or jerk chicken. Motherfucker, you. Go back to making curry goat or jerk chicken. Cause you don't need this motherfucking job. You're a bitch. Yeah, right. Cause the motherfuckers are ridiculous. How the fuck you gonna give somebody a burger, a Big Mac, a Big Mac? Look at this, a big fucking Mac. A Big Mac with no meat right here. You got meat and everything here. But you don't give nobody that shit. How the fuck you gonna be so ignorant? Go back to making jerk chicken and fucking you motherfucker. You don't know what the fuck you doing in this fucking establishment. Cause you's a jackass. And I don't care what the fuck nobody say. Step to me. Act like you want it. Jackass.
A cheeseburger, small fries.
Piss me off.
Alright guys, so unfortunately a lot of these people in these clips, they're overreacting pretty hard to the situation. So these clips had to do with people, ordering fast food, takeaway foods, and maybe they didn't get the right order come their way. Maybe they weren't given the right change back, whatever it is. Those things kind of happen sometimes, mistakes happen. But all of these people that you saw respond in these ways, these are obviously, not the right ways to respond to these kinds of situations. So they got into being verbally abusive, fighting the employees, and that's really not worth it. I'm sure they could have gotten what they needed simply by going to the employees, saying what was done wrong, and just, kindly asking if they could get their order done properly. So all of this could have been avoided, and it's quite dangerous too, because as you can see, if people are fighting, you can get knocked out, you can sustain physical damage on a permanent level. Your life's at risk. Police get involved, legal charges can happen. It's really not worth it, and all the swearing's not worth it either. It's just better to stay calm and cool and even walk away. You saw some people, they couldn't leave the situation, they couldn't walk away from the situation, they had to keep coming back. So things like taking 20 seconds as one of the anger management techniques, explain 20 seconds to yourself before you respond, or going for a little walk. Some of these people could have walked out the store, cooled off, and come back later and thought through the situation properly before engaging to help them manage their anger. So because they failed to do that, the situation got out of hand. So that is the video anyway for today, guys. I hope you can take away some helpful techniques from this clip, and please apply these in your everyday life. Stay in control of yourself and stay on the path to achieving your maximum potential.